Hi there, YouTube. Happy Sunday. It is a rainy Sunday morning. I'm actually coming to you same day you're going to see this. So it's cloudy, rainy outside. I've got my coffee, I've got my muffins, and today I wanted to do a video that's a little bit different than my normal ones. I wanted to start a new series on this channel where I kind of spend a little bit more time talking about photos. I take so many that aren't included in videos, and even the ones that are in POV videos, I generally like to keep things moving. I don't want to spend too much time talking about one photo. So as a result, I feel like I wanted to create a space where I can spend more time on photos, go into more detail, explain, the insights behind them, explain why I like the photos I do, why I think my photos are good, and I think that could be useful for people watching this channel, and I think it also could just be interesting. So I'm going to start this new series on the channel, and the format of it is basically I'm going to take my 15 best photos from a few months. This video is going to be covering January, February, and I'll take my top 15 photos, and then I'll take 5 selects from that to be my top 5. The others will be honorable mention, and I also want to use these videos as an opportunity to just kind of share things that are happening in my life that I might want to update the channel on. So that's kind of how it's going to work. For today's video, I do have some updates. The first and I think the most important is in the last couple months, I was very lucky to have the opportunity to work as a instructor for Baltimore Photo Group, teach some classes, and I taught a street photography class, a beginner to street photography class, and a black and white photography class, and it was really fun. It was a really enriching experience, and it's definitely something I would love to do again in the future. So I think I've got some more classes coming up, so I don't know that I'll share much about that on the channel, but I did write a blog post on my website, so I encourage you to go check that out, talking about the months of January and February in terms of photography. They were okay. It definitely got better towards the end. When I first went into the new year, I definitely got off to a slow start, and I don't like shooting in cold weather. I like shooting in harsh sunlight and not cloudy weather, so I definitely struggled at the beginning of this year, but as the weeks and months went on, I kind of got into a role again. I shot a lot with my Lumix LX5. I was making the long-term review of this camera, and I wanted to kind of have a lot of photo samples and just make sure I knew what I was talking about. So I shot a lot with that and got a lot of good results with that. I also shot a lot at night, which I don't normally do. Did a lot of slow shutter stuff. I was really inspired by Faisal Westcott's video on the work of Ernst Haas, and so I kind of gave that a try, and I've been doing that quite a bit. So you'll see some of those photos in this video as well. But alright, let's get on to it. The highlights of January and February. The first photo I want to share, which is going to be my number 5 photo, is the kid on a boat. One thing you should know about me is I don't title my photos, so these titles are all made up and they're stupid. Sue me. Number 5 is Kid on Boat. I took this photo during my very first street photography class that I was teaching. I hadn't really taken a lot of photos that day, but I saw this kid playing on top of this submarine, and I saw him running and thought, that's a fun scene, might make a cool photo. So I snapped this shot, and I was kind of going for the kid being silhouetted against the brighter background, but what actually happened is that he turned out to be more backlit than silhouetted, which means that you've got this light shining from behind him, kind of illuminating the outline of his silhouette, and I feel like this adds a real dreamlike quality to the photo. On top of that, so the film simulation I'm using is some random one from YouTube. I wish I could remember the name of it or the name of the creator so I could credit them, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. But it does add this really light and airy feeling to photos, and it definitely looks a lot like film more than any other simulation I've used. It's created using classic negative, so I think that it's a very film-looking simulation. But the result of this film simulation combined with the backlighting and then the perfect pose, I got it in the perfect moment where the kid is just in that running pose. It's really clear to see that he's running. He was like full on sprinting. So all of that comes together to really create what to me is a really nostalgic and fun image. And I definitely just think it was a great moment to capture, and yeah, I just think it works. I think it's a really fun photo, and I'm very happy with it. Number 4 is the Blue Man. So this is one of those photos I was talking about where I was shooting at night using a slower shutter speed, and I took this in the last week of January when I was kind of struggling with that weather and figuring out the conditions to shoot, and I was trying something new. This was the first day I was kind of trying this motion blur type photography. I don't shoot at night very much. And this photo just captured everything that I was going for, with my inspiration from Ernst Haas. It got that really great saturated colors. The moment is caught frozen in time, but there's just a slight motion to it, which gives it a little bit of a fleetingness, a little bit of a feeling of a passing moment. The guy on the left is very well framed in the box of the window. There's a lot of leading lines there. And then there's almost like a split frame in this photo. So you've got the left side and the right side. And the thing that bridges these two sides together is the color of that really, really beautiful electric shade of blue. And it just brings everything together. I love the emotion on the guy's face, and I love the colors. Overall, I was just really happy with this image, especially on a day where I was trying something new, and I got something that I feel like really worked. So I was very happy with this photo. Number 3 is 2022. So this photo was from my Cape Cod POV video, and I'm going to show a clip so you can see just how quickly I took this photo, because for me, the thing that's most rewarding about this shot is the absolute dumb luck that I managed to somehow capture this. What I love about this photo is how many elements there are, how much information there is. You've got, all those stickers, you've got the subject, obviously, you've got these signs, neon signs. You've got a silhouetted reflection on the left side of a little person walking across the street. And then to top it off, you've got 2022 written on the window. And this was the first photo that I took this year that I was really happy with. I took this probably January 2nd or 3rd. So, the fact that it says 2022 just kind of speaks to me, because it tells me, maybe not the viewer, but it tells me as the artist when and where this photo was taken, and that just makes it a little bit extra meaningful to me. So I'm really happy with this photo, and I think it's a great example of the fact that street photography is 5% skill, 95% luck. So for number 2, I actually chose this photo titled Man in the Window. And as soon as I took this photo, I knew it was going to be on this top 5 towards the top. It's a little different to my usual photos in terms of kind of the color and the editing style. I went for a little bit more of a cinematic edit than I normally do, but I took this photo about 5 minutes after my Osmo died during my last POV street photography video, and I'm really bummed because I would have loved to talk about this a little bit more in context in that video, but I do love this photo. To me, it feels like something straight out of a Bond movie. I have this kind of image in my mind of this guy in this suit. He's playing poker or pool. Maybe he's drinking a whiskey with his friends. If there are friends there, I don't know if he's alone. I can't really tell. There's just a great amount of mystery to it. One of the things I love about this photo is the lighting, the way that it comes through onto that window shade and just brings out the texture of it, and then the way it shines so perfectly on his suit to kind of illuminate the subject and provide you a little bit of clarity, but without taking away the mystery of the image. I also love the geometry here. You've got circles, triangles, squares, all framing the subject, and all of this combines to just create a moody image that allows you to use your imagination and to create a story for the character, which is one of the things that for me street photography is all about. I love being able to use my imagination. I'm a very imaginative person, and so I love that being a part of my images. And my number one photo of this last 2 months is another photo that kind of has a lot of those same elements. That's a photo titled Spy. This photo I took outside of the Spy Museum. I was on my way to the wharf for a Mardi Gras parade with my friends Subash and Eric, and I didn't expect to take any great photos before we got there, and so I saw this guy in a bus outside of the Spy Museum, and I thought, what the hell, I'll just snap the photo. And I really love the way the colors work on this one. You've got all these great prime colors. You've got yellow, blue, red, all, nicely saturated and working together to kind of create this great scene. You've got really cool composition here, a lot of frames going on, framing the subject. I love the distortion in the reflection of the building. And even though the word is backwards, the word spy, I still read it as the word spy. To me, that comes across really easily, and I think it adds to the photo because the silhouette of the guy is just enough that it's kind of that classic spy silhouette. All you see is kind of the hat and the nose, and that's all you know about them. And so for me, this photo just works on so many levels, and I'm really, really happy with it. I think it's definitely the best one that I've taken in the last couple months, and I don't really have much more to say about this photo. So we'll go into the honorable mentions. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but the first one is this shot from the elevator outside of the Arlington metro stop. And I love the way the sun and the glass kind of play together to create this beautiful reflection. And then you've got the mask, which contrasts the colors of the rest of the scene and kind of identifies what it is that you're looking at. Another photo with like a good amount of mystery to it. The next one is the hand lady. I love this photo. This is from Inner Harbor, Baltimore during my black and white photography class, and it was a crazy windy day. I know I remember the day for the weather because at the start of the class it was sunny, and then in the middle it snowed, and then at the end it was sunny again, but through all of this, the wind was crazy, and just caught this moment at the right time with the woman, kind of fixing her hair, blowing in the wind, and yeah, it just works. Next up, we have Men in Cafe. I took this photo on another one of those days I was talking about where it was really cold, rainy, not good weather, and I was struggling all day and just happened to see this scene where, for some reason, this window was accumulating moisture more than other windows, and just the perfect balance between clarity and mystery in this photo. You can see what you're looking at, but you don't know who they are. You can't really tell, what they look like, and I love that. Next up, we have So Sorry. Title is kind of obvious, and I think just everything about this photo is a little bit obvious. It's not the normal type of photo I go for, but I just saw the scene and knew it would be an instant classic, and sure enough, a lot of people on Instagram have been giving me a lot of props for this photo, and I'm kind of actually ambivalent to it. I think objectively it's probably like a cool, funny street photography photo, but not really my cup of tea, to be honest. But I think it deserves a spot in this honorable mention list. Blur Person. This is a photo I have almost nothing to say about because I have no idea why I like this photo so much. Objectively, it's probably not in my top 15, but art isn't objective, so get decked, nerds. Yeah, I just really love this photo. Again, there's just a mystery to it, and you can use your imagination. And if you know DC, you know where you are in this photo. But yeah, I don't know. I just love it for a reason I can't put into words. Next up is the diner. This is another example of a photo I took during those late night motion blur type shoots, and I love the colors. They work so well. I love the motion of the person walking through the frame. I do wish that they were wearing black shoes. I think that would have made the photo so much better. But all around, I think it's a cool scene, very cinematic photo. Clouds. This is a photo I took again during my black and white photography workshop, through a window into the National Aquarium. I saw this guy handing a baby to his wife, and the clouds were just perfectly reflected onto the window, and it just worked so well. I was, kind of blown away by the way that exactly what I wanted to be visible was visible, and I think this photo kind of speaks for itself. You'll Never Take Me Alive is the title of this photo. I think it's a great shot. You got this kid trying to hold on to the railing, or trying not to go into the restaurant that's at the top of the stairs, and the dad trying to pull her. I just thought this photo is hilarious. I like the geometry of the stairs and of the child's body position. All around, I think this photo is just a really funny one to me. Always love a good, funny street photo. Roof guy. It was really hard to pick one shot from this set. I did probably 10 photos at this location over the course of like 10 minutes. I think this one's my favorite though. I love the silhouette of the guy working the building. I love the way that the man in the car is illuminated. Tones of the Lumix just nailed it. You've got like real film looking tonalities, and the colors are great. Yeah, I'm just really happy with this one. And the last honorable mention I'll talk about is Box Guy. I was really torn with wanting to put this one into my top 5. I really like the composition of this photo. I love the way he's looking out. It was just kind of a quick thing I noticed out of the corner of my eye, and I thought, what the hell? I took the shot, and it worked. I think it looks great. Again, the Lumix with the tones is just immaculate. Yeah, I'm really happy with this photo. And that's my top 15 of January and February. I think overall, some actually good photos. When I first came up with the idea of the series at the beginning of January, I was like, I'm not gonna have anything to show for this month's, but I think overall it actually worked out pretty well. Got some good photos that I'm very happy with. A lot of these I think are like some of the best street photos I've taken, honestly. So definitely content with the way this worked out, and looking forward to hopefully continuing the momentum I have right now into the next couple months as spring comes around and the weather gets nicer. Hopefully I can level up again. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I know this is kind of a boring video, a lot of talking, but I think it's important to create space to kind of discuss the art. The thing with this YouTube channel is I never want it to seem like I'm doing this for me. I want you all to know, and I want to confirm, probably validate myself a little bit, that this is first and foremost and ultimately about the art that I make, about my street photographs. When it comes down to it, all I really care about is making photos and sharing them, and connecting with people in the process. So that is why I wanted to make this video and really give a little bit more time to the photos. I think that they deserve it. I probably don't do it justice in the POVs, but it is what it is. So thank you guys for watching. You are a real one as always, and I will see you in the next video. Peace. Oh, hi.